Honestly, the moment felt surreal.
When everyone sees this 99.4%, they see success. But behind this result, what kind of journey was class 12 actually for you?
Class 12 was more than just academics for me. It was a journey. It was a journey filled with learning, growth, discipline, and experiences.
What was your attendance like during the session?
My attendance was over 90% throughout the session. Honestly, I feel regular school attendance is extremely important for board preparation. Somewhere, your strongest addiction should be towards your goal, growth, and success.
Namaskar everyone. Today we are delighted to have with us a student who has made our entire school proud. Prisha from the humanities stream has secured an outstanding 99.4% in the CBSE Class 12 board examinations and emerged as the school topper. But this conversation is not just about marks, percentages, or ranks. When we see results like 99.4%, we often see only the destination. What we do not see are the countless hours of efforts, the dedication, the self-doubt, the sacrifices, the support system, and the mindset that helped a student reach there. So, through this podcast, we want to understand the journey behind this result. We want to learn about the challenges Prisha faced, the strategies she followed, the role played by her parents, teachers, and school, and the lessons that students of all classes can take from her experience. So, whether you are a student preparing for examinations, a parent supporting your child, or simply someone striving towards a goal, we hope this conversation inspires you and gives you practical insights that you can apply in your own journey. So Prisha, first of all, congratulations on this incredible achievement.
Thank you so much, Prapti.
How did you feel when you saw your result and realized that you had scored 99.4% and topped the school? What thoughts and emotions were going through your mind at that moment?
Honestly, the moment felt surreal. I was genuinely overwhelmed and extremely happy, but at the same time, I tried to stay composed because my CUET examination was still ahead. So, at some point, I tried to balance my emotions a little, but yes, it definitely took some time for the feeling to sink in that I had actually scored 99.4% and topped the school.
I think that's a very mature response. While most of the students would have been completely lost in the excitement of such a result, you were already thinking about your next goal. And perhaps that itself tells us a lot about the mindset behind such an achievement. So, who was the first person who shared this moment with, and what was their reaction?
The first people I shared my result were my parents and sister. They were extremely happy and emotional, but because you know that they have witnessed the entire journey very closely. The challenges, the hard works, the ups and downs, and the sacrifices that went into it. And after that, I received calls and messages from my relatives, teachers, and friends. And you know what? What made this moment even more special for me was the appreciation and blessings which I received from our patron sir, chairman sir, and principal ma'am. This recognition made the achievement even more memorable and more meaningful to me.
That's really heartwarming. Achievements may be celebrated on one day, but they are built over months and years with the support of parents, teachers, mentors, and well-wishers. Prisha, when everyone sees this 99.4%, they see success. But behind this result, what kind of journey was Class 12 actually for you?
Class 12 was more than just academics for me. It was a journey. It was a journey filled with learning, growth, discipline, and experiences. There were moments of appreciation and confidence, but there were also phases that tested my patience, consistency, and determination. Like every student, I had to deal with expectations, challenges, deadlines, and how to balance things up. But yes, these experiences made me more stronger and more mature, both as a student and as a person. So, somewhere class 12th did not just taught me academics, but also the value of time, consistency, discipline, and maturity.
I think that's a very important perspective because students often only see the final result and assume that the journey was smooth. But every achievement comes with its own challenges, doubts, difficult phases. And so this brings me to my next question. During this journey, did you ever face phases of self-doubt, fear, or emotional difficulty? How did you deal with those moments and come out even stronger?
Yes, certainly. There were phases which were mentally and emotionally exhausting. There were times when I questioned myself, worried about my performance, and wondered whether I would be able to achieve the goals which I had set for myself. But whenever I faced such phases, I tried not to deal with them alone. My parents, especially my mother, played a very important role throughout the journey. Whenever I felt low or anxious, they helped me regain confidence and reminded me to trust the process. And also, my faith in God gave me a lot of strength and peace. It made me calm during difficult situations and made me focus on the effort rather than constantly worrying about the outcome. So, somewhere I have realized that pressure becomes manageable when you have the right emotional support system around you.
I think that's a very important message for students because students often feel that toppers never find anything difficult, they find everything easy. But the reality is that everybody faces challenges, but it all depends on who we decide to lean on or take support during those
Yes.
times. So, Prisha, let's now talk about the practical side of your journey. What did your general study routine look like throughout class 12?
My journal study routine throughout class 12 was quite structured, but at the same time, it was realistic and sustainable. I never believed for studying for extremely long hours just for the sake of it. Instead, I believed in studying every day with consistency and concentration. A major part of my board preparation revolved around NCERT, as I believe it is the backbone of every board preparation. Along with that, I regularly practiced MCQs, solved sample papers, and made use of the library resources available in the school. Also, I believe that whatever was taught in class, I revised it regularly so that the burden did not keep accumulating. Rather than focusing on any last minute preparation or strategies, I believed in maintaining consistency throughout the year. Looking back, I feel that consistency mattered far more than any occasional burst of hard work. Small efforts made every day gradually build the confidence and preparation that helped me perform well in the end.
Prisha, I have to ask this on behalf of all the students watching this podcast that homework to ChatGPT se kar lete honge.
Honestly, no. I never used ChatGPT for any homework or taking shortcuts. I mainly used it occasionally for small self-assessments, practice, or understanding concepts from a different perspective or solving small doubts. I feel that AI is a great tool if used wisely, but if students start heavily relying on it for completing assignments or make it think for themselves, I think they are harming their own learning. At the end, no AI tool can replace your own understanding, practice, and hard work.
I think that's a very balanced perspective. And the message is also clear that use technology as a tool for learning, not as a substitute for it. And now, while listening to your journey and your routine, one thing that stood out was how structured and disciplined your routine was. But honestly, managing self study along with regular school classes, assignments, tests can be quite overwhelming. Was it ever difficult for you to balance everything together? How did you manage it all?
During class 12th, I was involved in a lot of responsibilities and activities. I was the vice head girl, participated in MUNs, did internships, and somehow managed to make time for recreational activities as well. I enjoy watching movies and documentaries. I read a lot of books and I like to spend my time gardening and cooking. What helped me maintain this balance was staying away from unnecessary distractions, especially social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, or Snapchat. Somewhere I followed the idea of ek साधे सब साधे साधे na ek, that is, focusing on one thing at a time and giving it my complete attention. Over time, I learned how to prioritize properly, use my time wisely, and giving my attention to what really deserves my attention at that particular moment. I think balance becomes much more easier when you realize the difference between what is merely urgent and what is actually important.
That's actually quite interesting because many students feel that academic success requires giving up on everything else. But your journey seems to suggest that it's not about doing fewer things but managing them better. And that brings me to another common belief among students that scoring exceptionally high marks requires compromising on school attendance. Prisha, what was your attendance like during the session?
My attendance was quite good. It was over 90% throughout the session.
Wow, over 90%. That's quite good.
Yes. Honestly, I feel regular school attendance is extremely important for board preparation. Teachers guide you not only academically but also mentally. You know what? Even a single piece of guidance from a teacher can save hours of confusion and help you avoid the mistakes which students make otherwise. Every class discussion, doubt session, test series, and practice gives you an opportunity to learn something new. I often tell my juniors that attending school regularly is like attending a live masterclass. You get explanation, doubt solving, answer writing guidance, exam strategies, and valuable insights from experienced teachers all in one place. That is why I never really felt the need to rely heavily on any one-shot video lectures or any last-minute shortcuts. A well-attended classroom, in my opinion, is one of the strongest foundations of success in board examination.
That's a very important takeaway for students. Is in a time when students feel that online resources alone are enough, you have highlighted the immense value of regular classroom learning and teacher guidance. And as the board examinations started coming closer, did your study schedule or preparation strategy change in any way?
Yes, as the board examinations started coming closer, my preparation became much more revision oriented. I focused on answer writing, sample papers, previous year questions, and improving my presentation skills. During the last phase of my preparation, my focus shifted from learning to refining. I concentrated more on revising concepts thoroughly, strengthening my weaker areas, and focusing on improving my time, speed, and accuracy. I also tried to stay calm and composed instead of taking unnecessary pressure. And honestly, it wasn't like I completely stopped enjoying my life. Instead, I became much more mindful about how I used my time and energy. I tried to read more, revise more, and stay mindful of my preparation. Also, I would like to highlight the role of Sankalp Se Siddhi daily video series, which played a very positive role during that phase. The video was not just about academics. It taught us how to be more disciplined, focused on our goals, and how to prioritize and remain positive throughout our board exam journey.
That's very interesting because what you are describing is not sudden last minute sprint but a gradual shift towards revision, refinement and strengthening your preparation. And talking about preparation, one thing students are always curious to know from toppers is this, that was there actually any subject or topic that bothered you or you felt difficult at times? Because honestly, after hearing 99.4%, students feel that toppers को तो शायद कुछ tough लगता ही नहीं होगा.
Yes, definitely. Every subject has its own challenges and difficult areas. No student ever find every topic easy all the time, and I was no exception. There were topics that tested my patience and also required extra effort from my side as well. What helped me most was not avoiding those difficult areas but facing them early. Whenever I found something challenging, I made it a point to revisit it multiple times, practice questions, and make notes. And if I had doubts, I got them clarified without delay. One of the biggest mistakes that students make is hesitating to ask questions. Whenever I had even the slightest doubt, I would reach out to my teachers. They were always supportive and willing to help. Over time, I've realized that difficult topics do not remain difficult forever. With consistent effort, proper guidance, and repeated revision, even your weakest area can gradually become your one of the biggest strengths.
I think that's very reassuring for students to hear that, because there's a common misconception among them that toppers find everything easy. But I think success is not about finding everything easy. It's about consistently working on the areas that require practice or feel difficult.
Yes.
And while we are talking about guidance, I would like to ask you something very important. In your journey, what role did your teachers and the school support system play in helping you overcome challenges and perform at this level?
I think teachers and my school played the biggest role in my board examination journey. Achievements like these are never an individual effort alone. I am extremely grateful to my teachers, Pratibha ma'am for psychology, Gitanjali ma'am for history, Deepti ma'am for geography, Reenu Taneja ma'am for English, and Nitin sir for political science. They were always approachable and willing to help. Their guidance, encouragement, and belief in me constantly pushed me to improve. Sometimes even a single piece of guidance from a teacher stays with student for life. What touched me the most was that they were always so approachable and supportive, even during late hours when we genuinely had doubts or needed their guidance before examination. They were just a call away. Apart from teachers, the structured academic strategies followed by school also played a very vital role. Be it regular assessment, flexible test series, MCQ practice, classroom discussions, marathons, Sankalp Se Siddhi, or initiatives like Dost Book. Dost Book in particular helped me track my goals, reflect on my progress, and identify areas which needed my improvement. Looking back, I genuinely feel blessed to have received such support, guidance, and encouragement throughout this entire journey.
That's actually a lot, and I think we all are truly blessed to receive this kind of guidance, support, and encouragement throughout our journeys.
Absolutely, no second thought about it.
Prisha, you just mentioned Dost Book registers while talking about your preparation. So, did you genuinely track your journey and progress through it?
Yes, of course. Yes. What I found most valuable about Dost Book is that it encouraged me to regularly reflect on my progress rather than just keep studying without direction. It also helped me to set clear goals, track my progress, and identify my strengths and weaknesses, and most importantly, I recognized the mistakes I was making. I think many students work hard, but they don't pause to evaluate whether their efforts are moving them in right direction or not. Dost Book gave me that opportunity. It helped me to stay accountable to myself and ensured I did not keep repeating the same mistake. Over time, I have realized that goal tracking becomes extremely important in class 12. When you regularly monitor your progress, you become conscious of your actions, your habits, and your priorities. Looking back, I can confidently say that those books made me more disciplined, consistent, and focused throughout my class 12 journey. And consistency is ultimately what creates strong results.
And probably this is where the real difference comes in. Many students work hard, but very few consistently track their goals, reflect on their progress, and stay disciplined throughout the journey. Maybe that is what ultimately creates the difference between effort and exceptional results like 99.4%. And Prisha, when you talk about the importance of goal tracking, what are three other things that students should always keep in their mind during this crucial academic journey?
I feel apart from goal tracking, the three most important things are consistency, faith in God and having a calm mind, and thirdly, avoiding distractions and staying focused on your purpose. Consistency is important because even the best plan and goals fail if you don't follow them regularly. My faith in God helped me to stay positive and composed even during difficult situations, while a calm mind helped me make better decisions and handle pressure effectively. And you know what? Avoiding distractions is extremely important because in today's world, maintaining focus has become one of the biggest challenges for students. And trust me, Prapti, these things may sound simple, but they create a massive difference over time.
Prisha, you just mentioned avoiding distractions. And I think that's something almost every student struggles with today. What exactly do you mean by that?
When you aim for something big or want to rise higher in life, you gradually realize that you have to distance yourself from things that constantly pull you down or consume your time and energy unnecessarily. Personally, I used my mobile phone for academic purposes only. As I said before, I am not active on any social media platform like Instagram, Facebook, or Snapchat, which I feel are among the biggest sources of distractions for students today. I believe distractions become dangerous when they start controlling your time, energy, and focus. It is perfectly fine to take breaks, but there are healthier ways to do it. You can talk to your friends or parents, go for a walk, read a book, listen to music, or spend your time in praying, or simply relax for a while. Somewhere, your strongest addiction should be towards your goal, growth, and success. Once your priorities are clear, being focused becomes much more easier.
Prisha, nowadays many students are not only preparing for board exams but are also concerned about competitive examinations like CUET. How did you approach CUET preparation alongside boards, and do you feel that strong board preparation also helps in competitive exams like CUET?
I feel that if your board preparation is strong and your concepts are clear, then preparing for CUET becomes much more manageable. The reason is that both examinations require the strong understanding of the same core concepts. And if you have a solid foundation for board examinations, then it naturally supports CUET as well. However, for English, I would advise students to start a little earlier, ideally in class 11th itself, because things like vocabulary, grammar, comprehension, and language skills develop gradually over time. Books like Word Power Made Easy and SP Bakshi help me a lot in vocabulary building. I would strongly recommend students to start practicing MCQs and PYQs because they help improving both speed and accuracy. Most importantly, students should not leave their CUET preparation entirely for the last few months. Consistent efforts over time always gives better result than any last minute preparation.
I think that's a very practical piece of advice. What I particularly liked was your emphasis on building a strong foundation rather than treating boards and CUET as two completely separate journeys. So the message is clear: start early, stay consistent, and trust the process. Prisha, there are many students who genuinely work very hard, study sincerely, but still don't get the kind of results they hope for. What message would you like to give to such students?
I would first like to suggest those students is that never underestimate your efforts or lose faith in yourself just because the result did not turn out as exactly as expected. Sometimes we become so much focused on the final outcome that we forget to acknowledge the hard work, discipline, and growth that happened during the journey. Every sincere effort teaches us something valuable and prepare us for future success in ways which we may not immediately realize. At the same time, it is very important to reflect honestly. Instead of asking why I did not get the result I wanted, students should ask what can I improve next time. Sometimes the difference lies not in working harder but in working smarter, revising more effectively, managing time better, or avoiding repeated mistakes. And also, never compare yourself with anyone else. Comparison only creates unnecessary pressure and self doubt. Someone else's journey is not your benchmark. Every student has a different starting point, a different pace, and a different path. If you have worked sincerely, be proud of yourself, learn from your experience, and keep moving forward. One result can never define your potential, your worth, or your future.
That's a beautiful message, Prisha. I think every student watching this podcast should remember that success is not only about reaching a destination, it's about becoming a stronger, wiser, and better version of yourself through the journey. And that brings me to my next question. There are also some students who genuinely struggle with academics and or sometimes feel that studies are just not their strength. What advice or message would you like to give to them?
What I would like to tell such students is that academics is just one aspect of life. It is not the whole of life. Every individual is unique and has different talents and strengths. Some may excel in academics, while others may shine in sports, arts, communication, entrepreneurship, technology, and many other fields. The most important thing is not to compare yourself with others or label yourself as incapable simply because academics may not be your strongest area. Instead, focus on discovering your strengths, improving yourself every day, and doing your best in whatever you choose to pursue. At the same time, I would also encourage those students not to completely neglect your academics, even if it is not your strongest area. Developing discipline, basic knowledge, communication skills, and a habit of learning will always help you in life. Life is not about being the best at everything. Instead, it is about discovering your strength and becoming the best version of yourself. Most importantly, never stop believing in yourself. Sometimes, success comes from areas we never expected, but it only comes to those who keep learning, growing, and moving forward.
That's a wonderful message, Prisha. I think what you have highlighted is extremely important. That every student has value, every student has potential, and success is not limited to just one report card or one examination. So before we conclude, let's lighten the mood a little and move to a quick rapid fire round. So are you ready?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, let's start. One word that describes your class 12 journey.
Transformative.
One subject you enjoyed studying the most.
Honestly, I enjoyed all of my subjects.
Really, you enjoyed studying all these subjects?
Yes.
One line or quote that inspires you the most.
It is arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is achieved.
I think that beautifully sums up your entire journey. What do you aspire to become in life?
A professional in the field of international relations.
Great. One thing more important than intelligence according to you?
Discipline.
One habit that contributed the most to your success?
Consistency.
Wonderful. Those were some really thoughtful answers. Thank you so much, Prisha, for sharing your journey with such honesty and humility.
Indeed, it was a pleasure.
Today, we did not just hear the story of a student who scored 99.4%. We heard the story of consistency, discipline, faith, goal setting, gratitude, and perseverance. So, on behalf of the entire Vivekanand family, I once again congratulate you and wish you the very best for all your future aspirations.
Thank you so much, Prapti. I am extremely grateful to my school.
To all our students and parents watching this podcast, we hope this conversation has inspired you and reminded you that extraordinary results are often the outcome of concentrated efforts performed consistently over time. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving towards your goals. Jai Hind!